Good morning.
Goeiemôre.
It's Thursday.
Yes, it is.
Donderdag, as the South Africans would say. So,
And the sun is shining.
and we're having a bride tonight.
Yes.
Yes. And we're going to make a fire tonight. Yes. So, yeah, except for that, the weather has turned not too bad. It's still a bit of a chill in the morning.
Yes, but it's really nice.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
We've got real beach weather at the moment. It's raining at night.
Yeah.
And then during the day, it's really lovely.
It's not too bad.
So I can deal with it.
Yeah. We had some questions, or we asked you guys to send us some questions, and we received a heap of questions. So we'll run through a few of them and see how far we come. All right.
Yeah, let's do this.
All right. First question I was asked: will I need a car when I'm there? Will I need to buy a car when I'm there?
Sorry. Yeah, well, you need to buy a car.
Yeah.
I think it probably depends on where in New Zealand you live.
And the question is, can you drive? Probably point one.
Man.
If you can drive. Public transport in New Zealand, in the cities overall, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
There is buses running, let's say between Tauranga and Auckland, and that's $20 for a bus. You can't drive to Auckland for $20. There's just no way. Plus, I mean, you get to enjoy the view.
Sorry.
Oh my goodness! What's this with you every morning sneezing?
I don't know. I'm allergic to this sick.
Allergic to me then. Yeah.
I think I don't know if you can really only rely on public transport. When you live in Tauranga, for instance, you'll need a car.
A few people I've spoken to that sometimes use public transport frequently say to get to one point from Tauranga to the other point of Tauranga takes you an hour and a half about. And you got to do something like 3 buses and get off in the middle, and there's nothing that's continuous from one side straight through to the other side.
I know in Wellington the public transport is really good.
Yeah, I've known people in Auckland that uses public transport only and haven't even bought a car.
Yeah,
they're very happy. So as they feel they don't need anything else. But what do you do if you got to go and do shopping?
Yeah, I mean,
except if you live really near to the shops.
Yeah, and people manage these days with.
I was just thinking, if it's starting to rain and you got to take that whole trolley stuff that you normally buy, how would you get it home?
Well, if you live in Kiwi land, then you'll probably just
put
make a
boots
plan.
And just go.
So they just carry on with life as if the sun is shining
every day.
Raining.
So they've grown up with it.
So yes, you probably will need to buy a car.
So, but there's different options as well out there. People can rent vehicles until
you are ready to buy. And then also you can buy, if you want a really cheap car, you'll probably be able to buy one. That's not so expensive until you've saved some money to buy something. And then there's also companies like Sterling Finance that can help you with vehicle finance.
And guys like Trevor Roo that does we actually got a website. Trevor Roo does rentals on vehicles.
Yes.
We actually got a website that explains everything and who to contact as well. I know there's other providers as well.
So there are options. There are options. And also, if I'm correct, you are able to buy a car without a track record in New Zealand. You can. It's easy. You don't have to have.
And the thing is, if you really want a cheap car, you can buy a cheap car. Some of the cheap cars, guys, please be wary of this, are nasty cars. There is a reason why they are that cheap. Either you can't get spares for them anymore, or they've got other problems that you can't see. So just keep that in mind. You also don't need to buy a new car. But you can get something decent.
Just remember, this is New Zealand. No one's going to bother with what you're driving. They're not even going to look your way. So you really don't have to go for the SUV and I don't know whatever else. You can just buy something.
Buy something that's practical to use for you. So, Alma just saying good morning. Morning, Chantel Bardon. Good morning, Ilse Dreyer. And good morning to a Facebook user whose name I can't see. So what is the verdict? The verdict is buy a car when you're ready, if you really need it, or
you will need it. My verdict is yes, you will need to buy a car.
Or rent it until you need it.
Okay, the next question was, can I get a mortgage in New Zealand? Yes, you can.
question is actually more than just that. There's the short answer is yes. The long answer is, if you are a resident, yes. If you are a permanent resident, yes. If you are a citizen, yes. If you are on a work visa, the answer is also yes, but with a lot of strings attached. It's not just that easy. So
Okay, but it is possible.
it is possible. It's possible for anybody. And don't do the South African mentality thing of, I do need to have a lot of debt in order to get a mortgage, because that's going to count against you.
You'll fall in a huge trap.
You'll fall in a trap.
Yeah.
I just want to pop that website of us that we just talked about on the screen there. So if you are on the internet, have a look at that website as well. All the different stuff is in there. Mortgage advisors, guys that rent out cars. Let me see, guys and girls. I'm going to put it down there. So
yes, you can get a mortgage through your bank, or you can make use of a mortgage advisor.
Yep. And
we'll do all the work
if it's a
for you.
straightforward thing, like you've got a very good track record with your local bank and they love you and they send you chocolates and that type of stuff.
Wow.
Go and buy
We've never received chocolates.
I have. They made a fault on my account.
Oh, okay.
So I was just starting my complaint and they brought a box of chocolates. I said, oh, please, this is for you and the wife. I said, oh, okay.
The wife didn't even know about it.
Yeah, but it's not good for your health. So the thing is, you can get one. Please note there is terms and conditions to everything. So. Okay.
Then the next question was, what is housing like in New Zealand? I think it is probably got to do with what's the rental market like. And
the rental market is tough these days, and I think it's getting tougher. There's people already starting to get rentals now only in February, so that's one bad thing about the rental market. And then the prices are expensive.
They are expensive.
Currently, we're paying through our ears for mortgages, so it's got to reflect back to somebody. This is what government did not think when they pushed up the interest rates. And I mean, the only people that's making money out of the interest rates is the banks. But in the first 6 months, the banks made more money than what they did the previous year for the whole of the year.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. The only people scoring out of higher interest rates is the bank, and it's making normal people poorer. Okay. Sadly enough.
So the rentals are quite expensive. I've been on Trade Me yesterday just to
moving out.
have a feel of what the rental market is like. You can get houses for just below 700, like 680, and then it goes up to about 850 in Tauranga.
But the areas for the cheaper ones.
No, it's good areas.
Okay.
It's probably just houses with one bathroom.
All right. So you got to compromise somewhere.
Yeah, and you don't. I know we all feel like we do need 2 bathrooms, but if you have to compromise, you have to compromise.
Yeah, for a startup, you do, but let's face it.
You probably
do need 2
You're not going to
bathrooms.
buy a house one day with just one bathroom, but while you're renting,
one bathroom is enough.
It's enough.
Okay. But I know if you go down Auckland way, it's probably a bit more expensive down there.
Yes.
Houses to rent.
It all depends on where in New Zealand you are.
I actually heard about somebody the other day that bought a house for $500,000. And I thought, geez, this must be a sore eye.
Yeah.
But actually not a bad house, but they were in a very small town where nobody else wants to live. So I don't know. They were paying $300 a week for rent there as well.
How much?
About $300.
Oh, yeah. No,
you should actually go and let the vet check you out a bit, because you've been barking all night.
I've got a thing here.
Oh, okay. I don't know what thing it is. You should have the thing checked out. So.
Okay. Then someone wanted to know, how do I register for doctors and dentists in New Zealand? You don't have to register for a dentist. You can just go to a dentist.
First need to save money. Save a heck of a lot of money, then go to the dentist.
But for a doctor, you unfortunately have to register at a practice before you can just go in and see a doctor.
and go and do it before you get sick.
I
Otherwise,
think
it's going to
it's
cost much more.
one of the first things that you have to do when
Yeah.
you arrive in New Zealand is with
This is a must
Yeah.
do. Okay, let's call it a must do.
Yeah, while you're changing
Yeah.
your license,
Changing your license, register for a doctor.
get a bank account or whatever, register for
Yeah.
with a doctor. Then at least you know when the poor boy hits the fan and you need to see someone that you can go. There are places that you can go, like there's a White Cross in Auckland, I know, and we've got the emergency.
Yeah, presumably there's a place in Tara Road in
Yes.
Papamoa that you can just walk in.
Oh, they are walk-in
Yeah,
doctors. They
is,
are, yeah. But
it's still they charge a bit more, I would believe, if you or my doctors. If you go to my doctors and you're not registered with them, they will try and help you.
I like to see the same doctor. It's like a hairdresser. I would like to see the same hairdresser every time. We don't get to. I get to see the same doctor every time. But if you are,
it's an emergency, you got to take what they'll give you.
You just have to take whatever you can get.
This is an interesting one, and I want to make the disclaimer here: we do not have kids under 21 when we move to New Zealand.
I unfortunately have no idea how the
somebody just said for the kids you need to register the dentist. I believe it's because they get government help.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually something that we must
get somebody.
Learn a little bit more about what's available for the kids and how does it work, because we unfortunately
let's just get somebody that knows that.
Yeah. Just like a mom.
Yes. But you're a mum, but you don't know anything.
Oh, man.
Yeah, well, she's checking the next question out. So
okay, sure. What is the difference between the North and the South Island?
North and the South Island. The for two things that stands out for me. The South Island is much bigger and way more sparsely populated than the North Island.
I think after 5 million people, 3 million live in the North Island.
It's about 4 point something living in the North Island. Well, just last time I looked, it was under 1 million that was living in the South Island. The other thing about the South Island is it's got total different vegetation than the North Island.
The climate is totally different.
The climate is totally different.
Yes.
Presumably the people living down there is also much more friendlier. I don't know.
And then again, some people that live there say that the North Island, the people in the North Island are more friendly. I don't know.
I know. I can't really tell what people tell me. So, but it is colder.
Yeah.
The South Island is definitely colder for longer.
Yes.
I don't know the rainfall differences because it rains so much here that I don't think it, even if it rains more that side.
I've got no idea, but I know that it gets really cold and with the snow and all of that.
I've traveled to the South Island about a month ago, was it? A month and a half ago. And from flying over Picton all the way until I arrived in Christchurch. All the mountains, not only one, all the mountains was white, like in real lots of snow.
Then I've also heard that the fuel is more expensive on the South Island.
Probably because they're going to take it further. So
yeah, and I've heard of people that's really complaining about the cost of food in the South Island. I don't know if it's got to do with the transport. Yeah,
I can tell you something. If you go between North Island to the South Island for that ferries, it's rather expensive. It's rather a lot of money. Yeah.
Remember, this is something that you can remember. If you belong to the
NZMCA, New Zealand Motor and Caravan Association,
then your ferry fee is half price.
Yeah. But there's also a catch there.
Oh, what?
Okay. You got three different ferry prices. So one is hit and go. If the ferry doesn't run, you basically lose your money.
Okay.
The other one is, yes, you can move your stuff around. And the third one is you can move your stuff around at any time and so forth. And I think the captain's going to wipe your feet off as well once you arrive there.
Okay.
That one, they take you on the most expensive one. And then they give you half the price. It's still a lot cheaper than the normal. It's still a lot cheaper, but that is where they come from. So from that perspective, yes. We booked for coming back now was supposed to be just over $900, and we got it for $410, $415, something like that. Yeah.
But it is $900 because we've got a caravan.
No, sorry. It was a big truck and a caravan. So it's a large contraption going up there. But the price would have been nearly over $900, and we
Yes.
got it through NZMCA at
Yeah.
half the price. I think if you got a top 10 card as well, you get a
Also
discount. I
works.
don't
Okay,
know how
I don't
much,
know.
so don't shoot me. So
Okay, there is an answer from Darlene.
kids can get free dentist
This.
nurse that comes around to the schools, and you're going to take it to any dentist. You can take them, and you're going to pay and claim it back on the funding from government, presumably. All right. And I know Dalian, she's got 2 kids, so yeah, she's probably it's probably the truth that she's telling us down there. So it's good morning to Vanita, good morning to Vali, good morning to Leon. There's quite a few that said good morning there that I did not read, so sorry about that.
Okay, let's see. What was the next
South
question?
Island. We were lost on the South and the North Island. So
you
what?
still have something
The
to
big
say?
thing about the South Island is Christchurch is the biggest city.
Yes.
I think there's about 400,000 people living in Christchurch,
Mhm.
while on the North Island, Auckland is our biggest city. City. Jeez, I'm struggling this morning. I'm running out of English. So Auckland's our biggest city. There's just over 1 million in there. Then we got Hamilton. I would think Hamilton would probably be on 400,000 already.
I'm not going to guess.
Yeah, and then Tauranga was at a very, very old census many, many years ago. They were over 140,000 at that stage already. I'm talking about 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
So you got the Golden Triangle in the north, which is Auckland, Hamilton, and Tauranga, which is the biggest area where people live.
We are going to the South Island for a month. We're going on the 15th of December, coming back on the 15th of January. And I'm really looking forward to it. We've been there before, but we didn't have enough time to just stay a little bit longer at places. So I think it's going to be really nice. And then we will probably, the last time we were there, it was just the beginning of autumn.
Yeah.
So we'll
this
see
time
what it's
we'll
like
hit
in summer
flat on.
We'll
Presumably it's
see.
hot. We will still be working at that stage as well, so we'll do
We'll
all
see
the
what it's
normal
like.
as normally. So,
Then we can tell you a little bit more about what the differences are.
Then I just got to say good morning to Brian. He's had to send us a long good morning. So, what other questions that the people have?
Then someone's asking, what is food shopping like?
Why would they ask that? Oh, because
it's probably a mom or someone.
What is food shopping like?
The shops are, when we first arrived, the shops were a little bit different than what we were used to in South Africa. Yes, no, it's much better now. But I think it's probably, we're used to it now. Pack and Save is just like a huge
macro. If you're from South Africa, macro.
Yeah. So in the beginning, I was just like, oh no, man, you can't shop here. We used to pick and pay and all that kind of stuff. But then I realized that there is actually countdowns and Newells that looks like
what more.
We are. Yeah, but now I'm so used to Pack and Save. It's my go-to shop all the time. Yes, and at the moment, what is different, I don't know if South Africa is like that anymore, or now at the moment, they don't have any bags available, plastic bags or whatever bags in the grocery store. So if you want to buy fruit and vegetables, you buy mesh bags. And I keep forgetting mine at home, and then every time I have to buy new ones.
So that's why we have a large variety of different bags.
So now it's in my handbag. I leave it in my handbag. So when you go, you put your stuff in the mesh bag. So that's different. It wasn't like that when we arrived first, but it is changed. They have totally eliminated any plastic bags in New Zealand.
Vanita just saying Costco is like macro.
Yeah, we haven't been there. I've heard that it is.
Yeah, I haven't been there yet.
No, it's what is grootmaat? Grootmaat that you have to buy bulk. So I suppose if you're a few friends, then it makes sense to go and buy there. I still want to.
We got a bulk shopping center or bulk shop here as well. Gilmore's.
Yeah, it's not really. I don't think it's at all the same as Costco.
No, but looking on the inside, like macro.
Yeah. But I found that Gilmore's is more expensive than Pack and Save.
Oh yeah, Gilmore's is way more expensive. They just catch you on that.
Yeah, it just seems more
nice marketing.
Yeah,
and they never put GST on the prices as well.
So that's why
you hit with the GST at the end.
A lot.
Yeah. So,
This
yeah.
is really tough.
When it was saying it's not Marco, it's mackerel. Mackerel. That's
What are the people like?
It's interesting.
One thing I can say is that the New Zealanders are very down to earth. They don't have airs.
Okay, explain airs to us because I also don't airs know what you have said.
You will find a very rich person walking in the street with his gumboots and his just look like an average
Now,
normal person.
this
Very
is
down to
scary
earth.
as well because rich people don't stand up at all.
No, you don't know.
You don't know. You don't
And
know.
that is what's so nice. And that is why I keep on saying, forget about
Mm.
I don't know, just forget about all that stuff that we had in South Africa. Here you are just a person and everyone will like you no matter
Yeah.
what. So yeah, they are very down to earth and they have I like their outlook on life,
Yeah.
I must say. They don't care about the stuff that costs money.
The big thing is what I find sometimes a bit irritating. Sorry if there's any Kiwis this morning listening and probably will get hit over the knuckles with this. They have no real sense of can't take a joke.
No, they don't have a sense of humor.
Life is a bit ernstig. It's a bit what is ernstig for the English people?
Yeah.
Life is a bit
they take life very seriously. Very
Because the other day
seriously.
I actually just made a joke when we went to the shopping center and the girl asked me if I wanted to buy she said, do you want to buy a bag for let's say $1? And I asked her, can I get it for 50 cents? And I had to get she actually gave me a full lesson on why it costs $1, which I can't remember the lesson, but
no, they don't
just
get
went
our
on and
humor.
on and on. So
I think when they get to know you,
probably
they
different.
will
Yeah.
understand
So,
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They are different, but it's a different culture. They grew up differently.
No, I've got full respect for their
Yes,
culture
yeah.
and the way they grew up. I'm just saying that don't go and make the normal office banter. You'll probably get knocked over the knuckles because people will think you are so
Is this your sentence
disrespectful
for the morning?
or stuff
Knocked
like
over
that.
the knuckles.
Knocked over the knuckles. That's a nice one, huh? So Vanita just saying summer is coming, so the Kiwis will start chilling. Yeah.
One thing about the Kiwis, when it looks like the sun is going to shine, everyone is outside. Playing with the kids, walking up the mount, jogging, picnicking. Everyone is outside, and I love that.
And they do it flat out.
That.
They do it flat out. This is one thing you can't say about them. If the sun is shining, they take absolutely advantage of that. They just go flat out. So
a lot of people have asked what the how they are towards immigrants.
That differs from being absolutely hating us to absolutely loving us.
So I think it just depends.
Somewhere in the middle of the scale, you'll find one that.
You know what? Just don't let it bother you that much. Yeah,
and if it bothers
it's not nice. It's not
them.
nice if they are nasty with you. But you know what? I always just say, if it wasn't for the immigrants, New Zealand wouldn't be at the moment what it is.
Yeah. So Dalian just said you haven't met the right Kiwis yet. They love bantering.
Yeah, I think if you got,
I've got a few that I can give crap and they give me crap back, but the normal ones I just won't try that.
Maybe they just don't want to talk to you.
It could also be that. So yeah.
Okay.
So was there any other questions?
How do people spend their time? We've just been saying.
No. Let's go back there. How do people spend their time? If it's an even decent day, rather even slightly decent day, everybody that's got a boat or a jet ski, and even those that has never before been on a boat or a jet ski, but does own a boat or a jet ski, independent of how they look or if they even can float, will be on the water. And that's the half decent day. Wintertime, I find them, it's like they're hibernating. You don't see them really around. You still got the few ones that go and run in the rain and those, but I think they must be probably not.
And then what I also found in South Africa, we loved going to theatre. We still do. And I must say, every time we go to theatre here in Tauranga, it's packed.
But
so
I gotta make the remark now.
Yeah.
It's normally older people.
It is normally.
So I don't know if it's. I mean, I sometimes feel like totally the youngest amongst them all. So I don't know if it's the fact that they're bored and don't know what else to do.
I think it depends on what show you're watching.
Yeah.
We've been there where there were a lot of young people as well.
So Britta just says she always gets in trouble on the office for being inappropriate. Yeah. Because they don't always understand our humor. I think the South African humor is sometimes an extremely dark, scary place
I think
to go.
It's the way we lived in South Africa.
Yeah. Because we lived in a dark, scary place with no electricity.
We used to make jokes of stuff.
Yeah. Just other people would think, wow, geez, these people, something bad has happened to them, and we can just make it a bit lighter for all of us. So, yeah.
I must just tell you, the other night we had thunder, but like thunder, I haven't heard thunder that loud and so long in New Zealand before. And we love it because we are used to thunder. The Kiwis get very anxious and very scared if they hear thunder. I was in the warehouse yesterday and the guy was just talking. That's the other thing about New Zealand. The people that work behind the cashiers, they like to get into conversation with you, and no one gets agitated behind you in the queue. Everyone just, I don't know, it's like these people like to talk to you, so you get to talk to them. And he was saying, oh my word, did you hear the thunder the other evening? And it was louder than the Guy Fawkes crowd. Yeah.
And it hasn't been thunder for quite a few years, really.
No,
I mean, that was one thing we always missed about South Africa, but these days we have thunder here, so we don't miss that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's about that for the moment.
Is that what
we can do the rest on another time. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, there are quite a few.
Last thing about the
questions.
Kiwis. Okay. Last thing about the Kiwis. The All Blacks have lost the rugby game. Now, there's a few ones that are sore about that, and I fully understand where they come from because there could be a few ref mistakes made. No. I'm not saying it. No. If you just looked at the game normally, there could have been a few. You could have thought there's a few ref mistakes made, but at the end of the day, the ref was right. Let's call it what it is. The ref was right, and let's say the ref was right, and due to that fact, the Springboks won. The very next day, you won't hear anything about the rugby anymore.
It's like it never happened.
It's like it never happened. It's just, but other thing is, we would still do a lot of banter and South Africans, but the Kiwis just go on with life.
Yeah, they don't talk about it.
Yeah,
the Springboks.
Yeah, Tom, they had a few more points.
I would also say
only one.
Point,
no, it was only come on, it was only one. Hey,
won.
While you're talking with your bloody Springboks, say goodbye to the people. Rugby, we never played rugby. So.
Enjoy your day and enjoy the weekend. I hope the sun keeps on shining. We are going to theatre. On Saturday evening, we're going to watch Queen. So really looking forward to that.
I put my new island shirt on. So that I look a bit islandly.
No, you're not. Okay.
All right, guys. Well, thanks a lot and have a lovely day to all of you and to those who still support the Springboks after this miserable win that you had. 1 point. I mean, of all things, 1 point. All right, guys. Enjoy that. See you all.
Bye.
Bye.